Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always. So big news now coming out in the media in regards to Ligt, the Ajax central defender. Reports are now coming out saying that Ajax have currently made a transfer admission, and according to Edwin van der Sar, who of course is the CEO of Ajax, he's confirmed that Ligt will leave Ajax this summer, and Edwin van der Sar does believe that De Ligt will either move to England or Spain. So what he's saying is he thinks he'll be playing his trade next season, De Ligt, either England or Spain. And the teams that have been interested, Manchester United have been heavily linked with a move for De Ligt. I think he's supposed to be valued at around £80 million, but recent reports did indicate out saying that he has turned down an offer to Manchester United. It's also saying that Liverpool have also been interested in him. It's also saying that Barcelona are also interested in him as well, because obviously Barcelona have already got his current teammate, Frankie de Jong. Obviously Barcelona agreed £75 million fee, was it last summer, for Frankie de Jong, but he's going to be officially a Barcelona player in the new season. So it's likely De Ligt is going to leave Ajax this summer, because obviously he's been at Ajax since he was a child. He's risen up their youth system for a number of years. I think he was in their youth academy for about 8 years. I think he joined their youth academy at about the age of 9, and he has now been in the senior squad, with Ajax, quite a few years now. I think this is his third season in the senior squad with Ajax. Currently, I think he's the only defender as well, to win the Golden Boy Award, is De Ligt. But potentially, as I did say, Manchester United, we need to address our deficiencies in our back line. So now, reportedly, Manchester United have got a great chance of getting him, but I think next season he could be playing his trade in either England or Spain, and this is what Edwin van der Sar does believe. But Edwin van der Sar has indicated that it's likely he will make the move to the Premier League, but he's also mentioned that he could go to Spain, could De Ligt. And obviously, Ajax, got knocked out of the Champions League yesterday, as I did give you my match reaction on. Ajax, of course, were 2-0 up in the game. De Ligt scored in that game. But it was, as I did say, it was remarkable, what Tottenham did. 1-0 down from the first leg, 2-0 down on the night, and they overcome a 3-goal deficit, did Tottenham. That was absolutely fantastic what Tottenham did. So yeah, it's likely that De Ligt is on his way out, and he's only now 19 years of age. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him. He's currently the captain of the Ajax team. So now, according to Edwin van der Sar, he has basically said that he thinks he'll either move to England or Spain, and that's where he'll be playing his trade next season. So hopefully he can come to experience the Premier League. Obviously, it says, as I said, Liverpool have been interested in him. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk, who Liverpool, of course, paid £75 million for 16 months ago, and he's addressed their deficiencies fantastically well. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk's Dutch, also to De Ligt's also Dutch, and they do obviously play together in the Dutch national team. So I think if he was to actually go to Liverpool, there'd be a fantastic centre back partnership with Virgil van Dijk and De Ligt. So it has said Liverpool have expressed their interest in, because Liverpool spent quite a lot of money last summer. They spent £171 million. They addressed the deficiencies fantastically well, and this is why they're in such a good position. And this is why they've been very good this season, Liverpool. But Manchester United, I'd love to see De Ligt come in. And to be quite fair, I don't really know much about him, to be quite honest with you. I just know he's an Ajax player. He's won the Golden Boy Award with them, but he's been at Ajax since he was a young child, as De Ligt. So I think it's confirmed now he's going to be leaving the club in the summer, and this is stemming from Edwin van der Sar. Obviously, Manchester United have obviously looking to get a director of footballing, because obviously we need to change the structure of the club, and obviously Edwin van der Sar has been one of them names that has been mentioned, so he could be a candidate that comes in to fulfil that director's role at Manchester United. But I think he insists that he's happy at Ajax for the moment. There's Edwin van der Sar, obviously, he knows about the club. There's Edwin van der Sar, he's got the experience. Obviously he's a former Manchester United goalkeeper, former Fulham goalkeeper, Edwin van der Sar. So yeah, according to van der Sar, he believes that De Ligt will leave Ajax this summer. He's saying Manchester United are linked with him, Barcelona are linked with him, and Liverpool are also interested in him. So he's attracting interest, from quite a few clubs across Europe as this youngster. I think he's also tall as well, which is very beneficial. But as I did say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, he's looking, to bring some youngsters. He's looking to bring some youngsters into the team. Of course, he's looking to bring some young upcoming prospects. I do believe, we do need to add more experience into the squad. Maybe we do need to get an experienced central defender. De Ligt's only 19 years of age, as you all know, and I think he'd blend in very, very well alongside Victor Lindelof, if he was to come to Manchester United, De Ligt. But I think he's valued at around £80 million. But Barcelona want to get a deal over the line for him. Obviously, they've already got Frankie de Jong. He's going to be a Barcelona player in the new season. But Barcelona obviously identifying areas in their squad where they do believe they need to strengthen up. Obviously, there were reports that Ivan Rakitic could actually leave Barcelona this summer when Frankie de Jong arrives, because it did say it could be surplus to requirements. Could Ivan Rakitic, and he could find game time very, very difficult. But yeah, it's saying Man United, Barcelona, and Liverpool have been interested in De Ligt. So that's the big breaking news to update you on. But as I did say, Man United we're planning to get at least 5 new additions to the club this summer. Obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to get a spending spree of around £250 million. But I think, we'll probably get more than that. If we can get 120, 130 million for Pogba at least, that's going to put it up to about, £380 million. And if we can sanction Pogba, Lukaku off, that's £200 million plus. So that's going to help us with our transition. It's going to help us in our rebuilding process as well. But I do believe, I still think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right man, that can take Manchester United forward. I do believe he's the right man that can take Manchester United forward. Even though we have been in a bad vein of form, we've only won 2 of our last 11 games in all competitions. But we've got to get the right recruitment this summer, because analysing our recruitment policy is extremely very, very poor. I know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't got a great managerial pedigree to the highest level, hasn't really got the experience of a manager, but I still believe he can take us forward, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I still believe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a better fit for this squad than what currently Jose Mourinho was. But Manchester United have been playing catch up for the last 5 or 6 years, since Ferguson retired, and we've had different managers with different philosophies. A lot of money has been invested into the club. But as I did say, we have got to get the right recruitment this summer. But as I did say, he's looking to bring at least 5 new additions in. We are expected to get rid of 5 or 6 players at least. But obviously, it's going to be hard for us to attract players to the elite level, because we're not in Champions League football for next season. But as I was saying, you can see that these are cultural problems at the club. And as I said, we can't keep sacking managers. We haven't got the structure to keep sacking managers, because obviously, since Ferguson's retired, we've sacked Moyes, we've sacked Van Gaal, we've sacked Jose Mourinho, and we haven't got the structure to keep sacking managers. But Solskjaer still believes we can lure the players to the highest level, even though we're not in Champions League football for next season. De Ligt, he's only 19 years of age, and I think he'd be the right solution for Manchester United. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him, and it would be good for a player of De Ligt, to come and experience the Premier League. But obviously, he's been at Ajax all his career so far. Obviously, he's been in the senior squad, quite a few years, and I think it was when Davinson Sanchez Davinson Sanchez left Ajax, then De Ligt, become more of a first team regular with Ajax when Davinson Sanchez left, of course. But yeah, there's been talks about that going on in the media today, even though reports came out a couple of days ago saying that he has turned down the opportunity to come to Manchester United as De Ligt. So yeah, Manchester United have been heavily linked with him. And there's also news coming out in regards to Paul Pogba's agent, Raiola. I do want to give you an update on. Reportedly, Paul Pogba's agent, Raiola, has been handed a 3-month transfer ban, reportedly by the Italian FA. They haven't really provided a reason why this has occurred, but now it does basically confirm that his agent, Paul Pogba's agent, Raiola, cannot conduct any transfers in Italy for the next 3 months. So this will now block Paul Pogba, of course, possibly making a return to his former club, Juventus. It's not going to affect him, obviously, making a move to Real Madrid, because it's only in Italy. His agent Raiola has got this transfer ban, so it won't affect him, making his dream move to Real Madrid. But Paul Pogba, of course, as you all know, is determined to leave the club, and in the last couple of weeks at least, Paul Pogba's agent Raiola has been in the process of finding Paul Pogba a new club, and obviously was heavily linked with a move away from Old Trafford last year. Was Paul Pogba, obviously, based on his poor relationship he had with Jose Mourinho, he was linked with his former club Juventus. He was linked with a move to Barcelona. But yeah, I think he wants to make the move to Real Madrid, and maybe one of the reasons why he maybe wants to play at the highest level. Wants to be up there challenging, wants to be competing. Manchester United are at least a couple of years off doing that, and probably wants to be up there, winning trophies and all that. And obviously Real Madrid are in Champions League football for next season, as Manchester United are not. But as I did say, we can get at least 120, 130 million pounds for him. Recent reports did say Manchester United want around 160 million pounds for Paul Pogba, but it did say Real Madrid are not willing to pay up to the 160 million pounds for Paul Pogba. But Paul Pogba, as I said, he's still got over 2 years left on his deal at Manchester United. There's an option of a further year as well, so he's still under contract here until 2022. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, still believes that Paul Pogba will be at Manchester United next season. When I did say to you, Solskjaer's built a great relationship up with Paul Pogba. Reports recently were coming out saying that Paul Pogba and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's relationship is slowly fading. But Paul Pogba was talking a lot about Real Madrid, quite a few weeks back. He was talking a lot about Real Madrid, quite a few weeks back. Was Paul Pogba about his dream to play for them and all that. And obviously, Zinedine Zidane is a big admirer of the player. And obviously, Zinedine Zidane is emphasising his targets this summer. But he's identified his two priority targets, and that's obviously Paul Pogba and Chelsea's Eden Hazard. And ultimately, looking at it, that's going to cost Real Madrid over £100 million, of course. But as I did currently say, I think Paul Pogba is on his way out of the club. As I did say, I think Man United have been in negotiations, of trying to get Paul Pogba a new contract. But as I did say, going back to when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager in his first 3 months, one of our most influential players, of course, was Paul Pogba. He was scoring goals, he was providing, really, really well. Was Paul Pogba. But yeah, he's still got 3 years left on his contract as Pogba. But I think he's going to be going to Real Madrid this summer. It did recent reports did say that Real Madrid were not willing to match his £290,000 a week wages, so it did say that Paul Pogba would have to take a pay cut if he wants to join Real Madrid. But I think Paul Pogba, wants to be playing amongst good players, and at Manchester United, he isn't getting this. So as I said, if we can get at least £130 million from him, we can get 2 players with that money. But we're going to need 3 new additions now, I believe, in that midfield if Pogba is to go, which is looking very, very likely indeed. But it did come out, reports came out a couple of weeks back saying that Manchester United were willing to offer him the captain's armband on a permanent basis, of course, to convince him to stay at the club. And that's another thing we've got to sort out here, who's going to be the captain for Manchester United. So as I did say, we need some new additions in that midfield. And obviously, I think Bruno Fernandes, would have been a fantastic replacement for Paul Pogba, because I really, really like Bruno Fernandes. Of what I've seen of him this season with Sporting Lisbon, he's full of goals, got loads of assists in him. But the most disappointing thing is it's looking like we've missed out on it's looking likely we've missed out on Bruno Fernandes, because now with recent reports have been saying City are on the brink of finalising a deal for Bruno Fernandes. I think it's a deal worth around £47 million. I think it could be announced in the next week or two. It's £47 million, I think, because City are willing to offer 1 or 2 of their players as part of the deal. And as I did say, we're at least a couple of years off City's level, and I think for Bruno Fernandes, a player of his calibre, Manchester City is more of an attractive option for Bruno Fernandes. But Manchester United have been linked with him. Man United, when have been in talks, with Sporting Lisbon. The Portuguese press, did report out saying Man United have been in negotiations with Bruno Fernandes' representatives over the summer move. Bruno Fernandes still got a contract with Sporting Lisbon until 2023. I think his initial release clause is around 86 million pounds. But City are on the verge of finalising a deal for Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes had a lot of experience playing in Spain, when he was younger, with Underneath and San Pandora. So he had a lot of experience of playing in Italy, when he was younger, Bruno Fernandes, but he's predominantly an attacking midfielder. So basically, Manchester City, would see him as a replacement for Fernandinho. But as I said, Fernandinho is primarily a defensive midfielder. Fernandinho's about 34 years of age now. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes, I think he'd have been the right solution for Manchester United, if he was to come in. But it's looking likely, Manchester City are on the verge of getting. But Solskjaer demanded Manchester United, to sign Bruno Fernandes for around £85 million. And there's still been a lot of talks, going on about Joe Felix. There has been a lot of talks about him going on. I really, really like Joe Felix. It's also saying that City are in for Joe Felix again. Primarily an attacking midfielder. Can play as a winner, can play as a forward. So he's versatile, only 19 years of age. And so as I think he's a very, very good player. Is Joe Felix. He can score goals. As I said, he can provide. I think he'd fit the Manchester United agenda very, very well. If he was to come in, his buyout clause is around £100 million. Is Joe Felix. This is only his first season, don't forget, in the senior squad with Benfica. But Man United scouts have been scouting him for at least a couple of months now. Reflecting on his impressive performances this season for Benfica. So I still think it says Man United and Man City are in for Joe Felix. So he's been another potential Manchester United target. Other midfielders United have been interesting. We do know there's been a lot of talks about West Ham's Declan Rice, and he's primarily a defensive midfielder. Can play as a centre-back, but mainly does play as a defensive midfielder. He's only young. He's only 20 years of age, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has expressing interest in quite a few British players. And Declan Rice is English. He's 20 years of age. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him. Could be available for around 40, 50 million pounds this summer. Could Declan Rice got a contract with West Ham till 2024? Signed a long-term contract with them back in December of last year. Obviously reflecting on his impressive performances this season with West Ham under Manuel Pellegrini. But his performances have been very, very good. He can break up the play. He can dart forward. He's energetic as well, which is very, very good. And he's been with West Ham a number of years now. He's been in the senior squad, quite a few years with West Ham as Declan Rice. But Manchester United have been linked to him, and he's defensive midfielder, so we'd actually see him as a replacement, for Nemanja Matic, because I don't want Nemanja Matic at Manchester United next season. He's too inconsistent, too slow. I've got reservations about him. Yeah, okay, he's well Premier League proven. He's aging up as well, but he's well Premier League proven. In some games, he has demonstrated, that he can perform well, Nemanja Matic. But for me, he isn't the right solution for Manchester United. I think we've got to get rid of him in the summer, to be quite honest, because I don't like him at all. I know we paid, was it around £40 million for him, but yeah. So we need 3 new additions in that midfield. Pogba's going to be going, I think, definitely Ander Herrera is going. I know we've got other midfielders, we've got the likes of Fred, who I probably would play against Cardiff, to be quite honest, because Fred is a better solution than Nemanja Matic. It'd be either... Between me, it'd be either Fred and McTominay where I'd put in that midfield alongside Pogba and Herrera. One of them, to be quite honest, because Fred, I know he hasn't been playing recently, but when he was playing, not too long ago, his performances were really, really good. Fred, I still don't know if he's the long-term solution. I don't know if he has got them capabilities or out, but he has performed very, very well, when he has been playing Fred. And as I said, I know he hasn't been playing in the last couple of games, so I probably would select him against Cardiff, or I'd probably, go with Scott McTominay, because, when he's been playing, he's been very, very impressive with Scott McTominay. I've been very, very impressed with his performances. So yeah, I would drop Matic, definitely against Cardiff, and I'd put either McTominay or Fred alongside Pogba and Herrera in the midfield. But yeah, we need new additions in that midfield, and talking about that, we do need a central defender. We definitely need a central defender. Someone that can go alongside Rich Lindelof on our back line. As I was saying, I think Ligt, would be the right solution. I think Man United would have to pay around £80 million for him or something like that. But obviously, as I said, we've got the financial power to meet his valuation. As I said, Ligt recently turned down an offer from Manchester United to come to Manchester United, but Edwin van der Sar has confirmed that he's probably going to be leaving this summer. It's very, very likely, and he believes, does Edwin van der Sar, he'll be playing his trade next season in either England or Spain. This youngster, this young 19-year-old. But yeah, another central defenders Manchester United have been interested in. We do know there's been recent reports, coming out about Harry Maguire from Leicester. Harry Maguire, he's well Premier League proven. He's an experienced central defender. He's 26 years of age, so he's in his prime. Harry Maguire still got a lot of years ahead of him. He's how old? Yeah, he's 26. He's about 6'3" or 6'4", so he's very, very tall. Is Harry Maguire, obviously making his 100th Premier League appearance on Monday night against Manchester City. But yeah, he's been at Leicester a couple of seasons now. Leicester paid around £17 million for him from Hull City. But yeah, Man United have been interested. It did say Man United are set to renew. We are set to renew. Are interested in Harry Maguire. Obviously, Man United were linked to him last summer because obviously, our priority last summer, of course, was to recommend a centre back to come in. But obviously, last summer the board weren't backing Jose Mourinho's signings. He wanted to recommend to come in to the club. But so we didn't get a centre back last summer. And obviously, we didn't get his number one priority targets last summer. But Harry Maguire, yeah, I think he's a really, really good defender. As I said, he's well Premier League proven. He signed a long-term contract with Leicester last summer, so he's in the contract with Leicester until 2023. But I think recent reports did say he's valued at around £75-80 million, is Harry Maguire. So possibly would have to break the world transfer record, if we were to get Harry Maguire on the board. And same with Ligt, he's valued at around £80 million. And obviously, the most expensive central defender at the moment is obviously, Liverpool's Virgil van Dijk. But talking about Harry Maguire, yeah, he's obviously a former Hull City player. I think he began his career as a youngster with Sheffield United when he was a lot younger. I think he had a loan spell with Wigan, did Harry Maguire. So he did say Manchester United, we could re-show our interest in Harry Maguire. Other central defenders, and, Toby Alderweireld, has been mentioned, and he's available for a reasonable figure this summer. He's available for around £25 million, is Toby Alderweireld, and he's been another potential Manchester United target. Obviously, he doesn't want to be at Tottenham, does Toby Alderweireld. Obviously, he's refused to sign a new contract. This is why Tottenham activated a 12-month extension, and he included this 25 million release clause for Alderweireld. So he's available for a reasonable figure this summer, and we are aware that there's quite a few players out there for a reasonable figure this summer, and maybe some people are saying, we should be sensible with our recruitment, because we all do know that these are quite a few players out there for a reasonable figure, as I've just said. Maybe we could get 2 or 3 players for just over £100 million. Potentially not as good, but we could still get 2 or 3 players for just over £100 million, rather than paying rather than paying £100 million for one player. But, Toby Alderweireld has been spoken about. Don't get me wrong, I've got reservations about him now. He's 30 years of age. He has lost that yard of pace as Alderweireld. So I have got reservations about him. But he's still well Premier League proven. He's been at Tottenham a number of years. I think he's mainly a central defender. You can actually put Alderweireld as a right back, as I said. Raphael Varane, I really, really like Raphael Varane, but I don't see Manchester United getting a deal over the line for Raphael Varane. The only chance, as I did keep saying, I think the only chance of Man United getting Raphael Varane, if he was a part of the deal with Paul Pogba. So I think that'd be the only chance of us getting Raphael Varane. And anywhere, discarding his release clause, to be triggered, he's still going to cost you over £100 million, is Raphael Varane. So he's going to cost you a lot of money. Manchester United have been heavily linked to him. So we have got quite a few central defenders on our agenda, but I think De Ligt would fit the Manchester United agenda very, very well. Only 19 years of age. Obviously, he's spent so far his career is obviously he's been at Ajax since he was a child, and I think Edwin van der Sar does believe he could be he's likely to be plying his trade in England or Spain next season. The youngster. But yeah, I think it'd be the right solution for Manchester United. Would De Ligt, what's his first name? Is it Matty De Ligt or something like that? But yeah, there's been a lot of talks about him going on today, as you all know. Other targets Manchester United have been linked with. Obviously, we do know the club's number one priority target is obviously Borussia Dortmund's Jadon Sancho. Obviously, been a lot of talks about him going on. But as I did say, maybe a player of Jadon Sancho's calibre wants to be a Champions League footballer for next season. Jadon Sancho, a player of his calibre wants to be in Champions League football. And obviously, Manchester United haven't got that. And we do know he's going to cost Manchester United at least around £100 million. Again, British, only 19 years of age, one of England's youngest upcoming talents. And he's been fantastic in his couple of seasons, with Borussia Dortmund. And I think I'd love Manchester United, to get a player of Jadon Sancho's quality. I'd love to get a Jadon Sancho's quality. And I think if he was to make a return to the Premier League, it would create a better platform for Jadon Sancho. I think he's still the club's number one priority target. We know that he'd blend in very, very well in our attacking line, Jadon Sancho, if he was to come in. But yeah, we know Borussia Dortmund have been known for doing business with their players. But we do know it's going to take a bid from Manchester United of around £100 million, to get him on the board. So he's been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford. And as I did say, if we can cash in for Romelu Lukaku and that would be really, really good. And Man United will be looking to recoup the initial £75 million we did pay for Romelu Lukaku. Well, it was £15 million add-on, so it actually risen the deal to £90 million. He's still got 3 years left in his contract. He's on about £250,000 a week. He's Romelu Lukaku, but as I did say, he's attracted interest from Juventus and Inter Milan, and I think it also said that AC Milan were interested. But Lukaku did admit himself that it would be his dream of playing in the Serie A. Don't know if he's going to be involved at the weekend against Cardiff. Recent reports have said he has sustained a hamstring injury, so this is why he wasn't involved against Huddersfield. Lukaku, but yeah, as I did say, he's sustained a few injuries this season. He's well Premier League proven. Don't get me wrong, his pedigree is very, very good in the Premier League. But as I said, he hasn't got the capabilities, Romelu Lukaku to play to the highest level. But yeah, I think he'll end up making a move to Italy this summer. I think Solskjaer is set to have talks with Romelu Lukaku, regarding his Manchester United future, but he's still 25, Romelu Lukaku, he has still got a lot of years ahead of him. Was great in his first season with United, scored 27 goals in all competitions, but I think he's going to be on his way out. I think, we need a striker anyway, someone, we need someone that can score goals, as I said, we need definitely someone, that can... we need someone that can score goals without a shadow of a doubt, because you can see that we're not... Sorry, guys. You can see that we're not being clinical enough in the final third. We're not being ruthless enough in front of goal. We're not scoring enough goals. And this is why, we do need a striker, I would believe. as I updated you earlier on, in relation to what was going on with Anthony Martial, obviously now recent reports have said that Solskjaer has made a decision on Anthony Martial's future. Now Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has basically said he's decided, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now, to keep Martial at Manchester United, and I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is willing to give Anthony Martial at least a year, to prove himself, because of obviously there has been recent reports coming out this week saying that Martial is infuriated Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has lost patience with Anthony Martial, and it did say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was ready to sell Anthony Martial off this summer. But as I did say, if we sell him off this summer, that's gonna be bad judgment for Manchester United, because I know his performances have been way below par in the last couple of months of Anthony Martial's, but we do know what he can be capable of on that left hand side. Obviously Manchester United gave Martial a new 5-year contract back in January, but his performances have been way below par in the last couple of months. This is Martial's 4th season at Manchester United, and I think early on in the season he was really good, Martial, but in the last couple of months he's failed to replicate that. Manchester United, as you all know, got him from Monaco in a deal worth £36 million. I think it rises up to 57 or 58, based on goals and achievements. But as I said, he's still a very essential player, still 23, still got a lot of years ahead of him. Mainly, he's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first choice, but most recently, Solskjaer's preferred the likes of Rashford and Lukaku ahead of Anthony Martial. But Martial hasn't graduated to that level yet. But when we got Martial as a 19-year-old, he was very good as a 19-year-old. When we first got him, he had a great first season with Manchester United. So yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now is reportedly, deciding to keep him. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I just think, was unsatisfied, with Anthony Martial's bad attitude in training. This is the main reason why there was reports coming out saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, willing to sell him off this summer. But yeah, I think Martial, still wants to stay at Manchester United. As I said, but the likes of Marcus Rashford yet, Rashford hasn't graduated to that level yet. I wouldn't want Rashford to go, because he knows what it's all about. He's been United player since the age of 7, age of 8. He's been here. He's risen up the ranks fantastically well. Been in the senior squad with us since 2016. I know his performances in the last couple of months have been really poor. He has sustained quite a few injuries, so that's having a bad effect on his game time. But we do know that what Rashford can be capable of. We know he's usually like lightning. Rashford, he can get them runs in behind. But I still believe he's the long-term solution for Manchester United. The short-term problem at the moment, based on his poor run of performances. But I think Martial's also the long-term solution. I think Jesse Lingard's a long-term solution, even though Jesse Lingard's performances have been really poor in the last couple of months. And of course, Jesse Lingard, knows what it's all about. And yeah, players are going to leave this summer. As I said, we are expected to get rid of at least 5 or 6 players. Definitely, I think, Sanchez is going to be one of them players there that's on his way out. Definitely Juan Mata probably is going to be on his way out, even though I'd like Juan Mata to stay at least another season. Diamond probably on his way out. I think Rojo probably on his way out. Smalling, Jones, I want them to leave as well. I think comparing Smalling, Jones, I do think Smalling's better, but I still probably would like them both to leave. It was bad mistake for Manchester United, giving Smalling, Jones new long-term contracts. But I think, for the Cardiff game, drop Phil Jones and put Chris Smalling into contention. That would be a good idea. And Ashley Young, again, bad business for Manchester United, giving Ashley Young a new 1-year extension, because Ashley Young's passed his sell-by date, and he's been here about, 7-8 years now. He has made over 300 appearances in all competitions. Reflecting back when Ashley Young was young, he was a really good winner, was Ashley Young. But as I said, he's passed his sell-by date now. He also needs to be dropped for the Cardiff game. And I think, we need to put Diego Dalot into contention at that right-back position. And this is why I said it now. Most recently, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer starting to get his tactics wrong, his team selections are wrong, and this is why some United fans are criticising for that. But as I did say, I still will give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer time. See who we can recommend to come in to the club in the summer, because even though we have been playing catch up for the last 5 or 6 years, you all know Manchester United we are the biggest club in English football. Historically, we've won 13 Premier League titles, we've won 20 titles all in all, and so we are still we are the biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the world, definitely the biggest club in England, historically. But as I currently said, I don't think we're going to get anybody that's going to follow Alex Ferguson's legacy. And we're not going to achieve, we're never going to achieve, what we achieved under Ferguson. No matter who his manager is, we're never going to achieve what we achieved under Alex Ferguson. But we've got to see who Solskjaer can bring in the summer, and then we'll take it from there and then see what happens going on into next season. But the main part of this video is, guys, I wanted to give you an update on Ligt. Edwin van der Sar, the CEO of Ajax, has come out. He's confirmed that De Ligt probably will will be departing Ajax this summer. And Edwin van der Sar believes he believes that De Ligt will either move to England or Spain, and he believes that's where De Ligt will be playing his trade next season. So yeah, Manchester United now have got a great opportunity of getting him. If Man United are willing to pay £80 million for him, I think he'd be a great addition to the team. Liverpool have been linked with him. As I did say, Virgil van Dijk, knows De Ligt very, very well, because they both play in the Netherlands team, as you all know. So yeah, this is why maybe Liverpool may be interested in recommending him to Anfield. Barcelona, of course, have already confirmed the sign of Frankie de Jong. Now they're chasing De Ligt. But yeah, there's been reports going on about that today. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribing, as always, and take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.